So I'm just going to talk about a few definitions here and there, because I don't want you to really bother too much about it, because all of them are in use by us unconsciously anyway. But a very common one in the quantum field, quantum physics, is entanglement. And it's basically a state where particles are interconnected. And if you influence one, the other gets influenced no matter where in the world it is. So if I have a particle that I'm observing in front of me, the other one can be near Mars and that'll get influenced instantly. So that's what entanglement means, right? I hope everyone's got that. So, and if you haven't, don't worry, you can ask me later. So I'm giving you a real life example where almost I think every one of you can do this. This slide shows you actually what healing should look like. Yeah. When you're
Mhm.
trying to heal somebody at a distance, this is the imagery really which goes, because you're sending love and healing energy, right? So this is the representation. And my question to you, lovely ladies, is this. Yeah? If you can heal somebody across the world, if somebody sitting in San Francisco can feel my energy that I'm channeling and they can feel it viscerally in their bodies at that moment, then my question to you is, can you not reverse it? As in, can you not send that sonar out to your ideal client using the principles of distance healing, using the principles of quantum entanglement and intention, consciousness, and so on? You create your ideal client profile and you send that intention out to the universe that this is my soul mission and I want clients of this sort to respond back to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can give an example of that for sure.
please
Yes.
go ahead,
So,
Angelina.
yeah, one of the examples that I have from my recent work was that my work seems to be transitioning to working with men in particular. And I had two very clear intents. A, I did not want to market for it. B, it had to be a man because I wanted to trial a new package. Um, and one of the things that we've been mentioning is the word intent. And I can say with clarity and certainty that materializing, because it's not manifesting in 5D, does come from the intent. It's simple as that. So I intended that I'm not going to market for this client, and it's going to be a male, and I'm going to have an opportunity to work with this person and trial the new package. Literally 2 days later, I had a close friend reach out to me and mm, ask on the behalf of um, his friend that he was looking for somebody who is discreet. He did not want this known, and he was looking for the type of service that I literally just created and wanted to test out. So yeah, he connected us on WhatsApp, and we have been working ever since. So the intent was not marketing, not having to market this thing, it going to the right person. So it was, very close proximity. Therefore, there wasn't a need to sell it as such. He knew straight away that I'm the person that he needs to work with. And the third part to it was just open to new things, open despite being a man, being open to working with energy and working in unconventional ways. So there you go. That's how intent works.
Yeah. So the next slide is again a slight semantic shift, which I think is very important.
Very important.
Uh, I've written do focus on high vibration co-creators. Maybe 2-3 months ago, I'd have written high ticket clients,
Hmm.
but I've shifted high ticket to high vibration and client to co-creator. And I think that's a very important semantic shift because words are very powerful.
Yes.
And high ticket really, I don't objectifies people. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't necessarily, why would I not want to serve somebody if they want high ticket? And what is high ticket?
And
I mean,
what is high ticket anyway?
yeah, high
Yes.
ticket is 2,000 for somebody or 10,000 for somebody, and some people charge 500,000.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I do know of somebody who does that. Yeah. So, I mean, high ticket is very perceptual. So why enter into that whole labeling? You just trust that if it's high vibration, you get the right person. Because after all, your soul knows who to call, and your soul knows who's a match for you. My belief is when you created your soul blueprint, which is a fairly loose document. It's not a very tightly knit document. There is scope for up and down in it. But at that time, souls across the in the universe at that time said, "Okay, I'm going to come down and learn from you. I'm going to listen to you, but send the signal." And you didn't say, "No, I haven't mastered Facebook algorithms
Ads
yet."
at the moment.
Yeah, I mean that's bullshit. Yeah, that has nothing to do with calling in your soul. It's all about energy, ladies. So please remember, it doesn't matter about your funnel and your algorithm and your ads. That really is not important. In fact, you're probably getting the wrong people if you're doing all of that. Use energy. I'm not saying stop what you're doing. Please do it if you're doing it well, but use energy as well on the side. And if you aren't doing it or you're stuck, then use energy. Full stop. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Focus on big problems. Don't focus on an individual. I made that mistake, and I've said it before in a call. Uh, I focused on one person, called her, and she came in, and it was a disaster. Yeah. So focus on the client profile, the ideal client profile, ICP. So then you have a broad spectrum without a name, because divine intelligence knows much better than you who to send you.
Yeah.
And sometimes the most unexpected people pop up. Yeah. I mean, look what they sent me, Antonina. God, imagine, the burden I'm bearing.
Yes. True. True. And I will concur that when we have, first of all, like from having done field research, and I think I've said it in the previous one, like the word client is overlaid with meaning and expectation. That's why we're doing a semantic switch, because once you consciously transition to 5D, you realize that there are no labels attachment, or nor are you attached to the labels. So a table is only a table because we know it as such. You can begin playing with semantic, and you can begin selecting, I want to say, cleaner frequencies. So I also switched out from using the word clients and not customers, because it just felt polluted to me. And when I went into the field, it's very attached to the old field. It's not in the unified field, because in the unified field, you're co-creative partners. Therefore, to me, for my business, using client, it takes it out of flow and it takes it into the old grid. And same with, not focusing on the individual and or the problem. You want to focus on the broad profile, which gives the universe more opportunities to deliver something that fits in with your requirements. So for myself, I tend to focus on qualities. I tend to focus on the experience, i.e., like, what do I want to experience with that co-creative partner? Like I've just mentioned in the example, I wanted to test out a new container, and so I wanted somebody who's open to new things, who had a um, problem, let's say a challenge that required an unorthodox solution, um, who may have tried various other means, but it hasn't been successful. Therefore, they were willing to go as far as necessary. So those, if you can tell, are quite broad terms, but what they do, they're like address bundles, which means, and then the final kind of the final product, we leave it to the divine intelligence, because your mind, my mind, cannot comprehend the perfection that the universe has in store for us. And I think this is one of the bigger shifts that needs to be done, because in the realm of 3D, in the linear world, we have gotten so precise with our manifestation, and which is really a form of micromanagement, that we're not leaving enough space for the true artistry to emerge, because it's like we've narrowed our focus so that I only do this, and I only know how to and I only comprehend in this little square, and I know everything here, and I'm safe and secure here. Whereas, unified field is an expanded consciousness, and yes, there is a level of uncertainty, like fluidity to it. But if you come back into into your heart and the trust yourself, if that person, let's say, if that person is showing up for you, then for sure you have the solution. So we think in broader, more expanded states and more expanded thinking, and therefore we can solve bigger challenges and problems for our clients, because micro to macro. Does that make sense?
There's stunned silence. I hope our audience is still there because I can't see them.
Still awake.
Okay, so this is the last slide on entanglement and distance healing, which is what I want you to flip and pull in your ideal customer. Besides entanglement, there's one more quantum attribute, and that's resonance. And those are in my group know I keep talking about it all the time. Resonance is simply, you take two tuning forks, and one is a fixed one, let's say at 440 hertz, and you take a 540 hertz and you ring it, you bang it, and nothing happens from the fixed one. Yeah. And you take a second tuning fork of the same frequency as the fixed one, 440, and you bang it on a rubber pad, and both start vibrating. And which is why when we do our meditations, I always insist we resonate first together, and then go into, as a unit, into the meditation. So the two attributes are entanglement and resonance. Antonina mentioned briefly, you may not have caught it, but she talked about this uncertainty, something, something. And in the quantum field, there's a principle called Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. And that really means you can't predict the position of particles at any one point of time, atoms, molecules, at any one point of time or another. That they can be anywhere. And that, it's uncanny. If you sit and you draw analogies, all of this is inside of us, number one, which is why we can create it inside of us. We don't need to go outside of us to do anything. Secondly, the world is represented by these scientific principles, because our customers are exactly like that. They're indecisive. You don't know what state their mind is in. You're pitching to them, they think you have something else, and all of that. So all these principles come into play at different points of time. And if you master 5 or 6 basic ones, you'll be able to start recognizing patterns. But as I said, we also do it unconsciously, because we are very intuitive. We have this inside of us, and you raise your frequency, the rest of it takes care of itself to a large extent. Now,